you finish your ruku, we discussed that ruku. The minimum of ruku, which is faraz, at least you must bend that much where you can touch your hand. So that means that's the faraz of ruku, right? Right, we discussed that. So if you don't bend that much where you can touch your knees, we say you never do the faraz. You never do the faraz, right? ثم استوى قائما, then after ruku you must stand up straight, right? So in other words, what will we term as you stand up straight? Look at me here. The say for instance, this is ruku, right? And this is qawma. So if you are closer to the standing position, we'll say you done the qawma. If you are closer to the ruku position, you've done the ruku. Are you with me? So being closer to the ruku position by bending, then you've done the farz of ruku, right? So now, ثم استوى قائما, then after the ruku, you have to stand up straight, right? Right? So they say, أما التكبير والسجود فلما بينا. I'm just going to, we've done this already. Why must you make takbir when you're going into ruku? You're coming out because we've done that. كان يكبر عند كل خفض ورفض. We've done that as a proof. Right? And why must you make ruku? Because Allah says, وَرْكَعُوا وَاسْجُدُوا. Right? That's finished. Right? So, وَأَمَّا الْإِسْتِوَاءُ قَائِمًا فَلَيْسَ بِفَرْضٍ. Now, after ruku to stand up straight, right? It is not farz of salah. It is not the arkan of salah. So the simple implication of that is if a person from ruku went directly into sajda, then he never leave a farz out. So that means if he done it as per the normal law, if he done it unintentionally, he can make sajda sahu. If he done it intentionally, he can't make sajda sahu, but he have to repeat the salah because it's not farz, right? You understood that? Then he's saying, وَكَذَا الْجَلْسَةُ بَيْنَ السَّجْدَتَيْنِ. So remember, sajdas are two, right? So again, say for instance, here you are in sajda, right? And here you are sitting. So to come up after that sajda, just to show that you've made two sajdas, right? That also, that is necessary to show. But to come up completely into the jalsa position and sit there, that is also not faraz. It's not faraz. They're saying, that's what they're saying. وَكَذَا الْجَلْسَةُ بَيْنَ السَّجْدَتَيْنِ. And the jalsa, which we say that separates between the two. So to separate between the two sajdas, that is faraz, because if you don't separate, it means you made one sajda. You understand what I'm saying? So you just have to come a little bit up and go down, then you separated and made two sajdas. But to come right up into the jalsa position, that is not. So you see some people, you see also after the one sajda, they just come up quickly and they go back. They don't even come sit up completely straight up. They don't even sit up completely, right? So that is also, it is not faraz. It is not faraz, right? So if you left that out unintentionally, you can compensate with a such as sahu. If you left it out intentionally, you have to repeat the salat in the time, right? So that is a separate thing. There's another thing here is وَالطُّمَانِينَةُ فِي الرُّكُوعِ وَالسُّجُودِ. Now, tumanina, I told you, I spoke to you about this yesterday. What is tumanina? Tumanina also described as ta'adilul arkan, that your body must come to a complete rest in the posture. Not that you just come into ruku and without even resting for 1 second, you're out of ruku again into qawmah, right? So here also what tumanina to. So they're saying, what they're saying, this is an extension of the previous ibarat. فليست بفرض, يعني ليس القوم والجلسة وليست الطمأنينة في الركوع والسجود فرضا. You understood that? So, technically speaking, I'll give you the implication of that. If a person just went into ruku and his body never come to any rest, and he came out of ruku, we'll say the farz of ruku is done. That tumaninath is not farz. Tumaninath is wajib. You understood that? And similarly, if a person just went maybe into sajda, and the moment he touched down in sajda, he took off again. Again, we say the farz of sajda is done, but the tumaninat is not done. And although they haven't mentioned it here as yet, but tumaninat or ta'dil arkan, it is wajib. And I told you, my Ustad, Fardh Rahman Azmi, Sheikh al-Hadith of Dharam Azadwal, he was very, very passionate. He always speaks about this because he felt he was lacking the ummah. So, if you make a point of reading the Masnoon Du'as properly, then you are going to make the Ta'adil Arkan. you at least read 3 times your tasbih, Subhana Rabbil Azim, Subhana Rabbil A'la, whatever. And then also, I told you that is why also Mulana says that for the Imam also, that strictly speaking, according to Imam Hanifa, the Imam mustn't make tahmid. He won't say Rabbana lakal hamd. But if he practice upon Sahibain's goal, then he is going to make Tumaninat, he's going to make Ta'dil Arkan. You understand what I'm saying? So he's saying, this here, where we said that Ta'dil Arkan, that your body comes to a complete rest, even if it is for a second, right? وهذا عند أبي حنيفة ومحمد, that it is not faraz. This is according to Imam Hanifa and Imam Muhammad, we refer to as tarafain, right? But وقال أبو يوسف يفترض ذلك كله. Hazrat Imam Abu Yusuf is what Imam Shafi, as Imam Yusuf, he says to Maninat, that your body must come to a complete rest in your ruku, your body must come to a complete rest in your sajda, your body must come to a complete rest in your what? In your coma. Your body must come to a complete rest in the jalsa. They say it's faraz. So if they say it's faraz, what does it mean? That means, according to Imam Abu Yusuf and Imam Shafi, if your forehead just touched the ground and you came immediately out of sajda, your sajda is not done. Your faraz is not done. And if your faraz is not done, your salat is not done. And in a similar manner, according to Imam Abu Yusuf and Imam Shafi, if a person just went in ruku and as he came in, he made a full ruku, but he never paused for a moment there. He came out immediately. What will happen? His ruku is not done. Are you with me? Right? So they say it is farz. وقال أبو يوسف يفترض ذلك كله. Imam Yusuf said it's farz, all of it. وهو قول الشافعي, and this is also the statement of Imam Shafi. Why? What is the proof? Their proof is that famous hadith that, remember, once an Arabi, a Bedouin, came to Masjid al-Nabawi sallallahu alayhi wasallam and he read his salah. Then Nabi Sallam said, Kum fasalli, go, read again. You never read properly. And he read again. And then Nabi Sallam said, go, read, you never read again properly. Then the third time he went, he read, and he came back and Nabi Sallam said, go, read, you never read properly. So he said, Ya Rasulullah, this is the only way I know how to read salah. I don't know any other way how to read salah. So Nabi Sallam said, when you make ruku till your body comes to a standstill. When you make sajda, make a sajda until your body comes to a standstill. So they say, see, Nabi Sallam said, Kum fasalli fa innaka lam tusalli. Go read salah, you never read salah. So they say, this shows you as though that tumaninat or ta'dil arkan is farz. Because as though you never read salah at all. As though you never read salah at all. So they make istinbat from this hadith to show that it is necessary. So even though, I mean, if we go with the opinion of Imam Hanifa, which is this, not farz, right? Even then, still, it at the minimum, according to Imam Hanifa, it is still wajib. So if you are reading your salah, I told you normally the ladies, they are very much guilty of this, just going up, down, quick. Then that means your namaz is completed in a very, very deficient manner. So we must make special attention that your body come to a complete rest in every. And I told you the best way for your body to come to a complete rest is at a minimum, at least to read the 3 tasbihat. So coming back to the proof of Imam Shafi and Imam Yusuf, they say, Nabi Sam said, وقول الشافعي, right, also Imam Shafi's قول لقوله عليه السلام, because of the statement of Nabi Sam, قم فللأعرابي فصلي, read the mass فإنك لم تصلي. قاله الأعرابي حين أخف الصلاة. So قال له للأعرابي, Nabi Sam said it to the Arabi, to the Bedouin, حين أخف الصلاة, when he done the salah very quick, right? So what is Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Muhammad's proof to show that, look here, tumaninat, that your body must come to a complete rest? It is not first. They say, let me explain it first and then we look in the kitab. They say, look here, Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, warka'u, make ruku. And he said, wasjudu, make sajda. So what is ruku? Ruku means to bend yourself. So the verse is silent. So with regards to what? The verse is silent with regards to that your body must come to a complete standstill. When Allah Ta'ala says you must make sajda, wasjudu, the verse is silent with regards to that your body must come to a complete standstill. It's only saying make sajda. So it's not saying that your body, so if you're going to say that your body must come to a complete standstill, there must be tumaninat in ruku, and there must be tumaninat in sajda, what are you doing? You're adding to the verse of the Quran, right? So we don't disregard the hadith that said your body must come to a standstill. We accept that hadith and we practice upon the hadith, but we say that hadith is speaking about wujub, and the verse of the Quran is speaking about farz. Similar to what we spoke about Fatihatul Quran in the surah. We say the verse of the Quran is speaking about what? It is speaking about the wujub, and the hadith is speaking about the verse of the Quran is speaking about farziyat. And we do practice upon the hadith. We do practice upon the hadith and say la salata illa bi fatihat al-kitabi. We do practice upon the verse of the Quran, or rather, we do practice upon the hadith, قُمْ فَصَلِّ فَإِنَّكَ لَمْ تُصَلِّ, etc. We do practice upon all of that, but we do not say it gives the same benefit as farziyat that's understood from the Quran. Are you with me? So that's why. So see there now, we say, see, وَلَهُمَا, that is Imam Hanifa and Imam Muhammad say, أَنَّ الرُّكُوءَ وَالْإِنْحِنَاءُ. Ruku is just to bend. وَالسُّجُود means like to go down, touch the Quran. وَالْإِنْخِفَاضُ, to allow yourself, لغة, lexically, right? فَيَتَعَلَّقُ الرُّكْنِيَّةُ بِالْأَدْنَى. So the farziyat or the rukniyat, it is related with the minimum of ruku or the minimum of sajda, without adding anything extra about tumaninat, which is understood from the hadith, right? Right. So bil adna fihima wa kadha fil intiqali, and like that also we say that يتعلق ركنيته, the rukniyat is related to the minimum in it, bil adna fihima, in the ruku wa sujud, wa kadha fil intiqali, and also with regards to moving from one position to another position, إذ هو غير مقصود, because that, like we said, that uh, this moving from one position to the another position, etc., etc., that is not the main purpose of salah. It is the main purpose are the postures. So that moving, that it can also be farz. You understood what I'm saying, right? وفي آخر ما وفي آخر ما روي تسمية إياه صلاة حيث قال وما نقصت من هذا شيء فقد تمت من صلاتي. They were saying, look here, coming back to the riwayat of this Arabi, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam still referred to what he done as salat. He said, قَدْ نَقَصَتْ صَلَاتُكُ. So if it was not salat at all, if it was not salat at all, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam wouldn't refer to it as a salat. The fact that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam referred to it as a salat shows that it was a salat, and the first obligation has been done, although it has been done in a deficient manner. You understood? So if it was, so to say, tumaninat or ta'dil arkan, etc., etc., was first, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would not refer to it as a salat. The fact that he referred to it as salat show you that the farziyat of the salat was done. See there, وَفِي آخِرِ مَا رُوِيَ, and in the end of what has been narrated, تَسْمِيَتُهُ إِيَّاهُ صَلَاةً, that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam refers to it as a salat. حيث, where, when he said, وَمَا نَقَصَتْ مِنْ هَذَا, when Nabi Sallallahu said, وَمَا نَقَصَتْ, what is lesser than this here, وَمِنْ هَذَا شَيْءٍ فَقَدْ نَقَصَتْ مِنْ صَلَاتِكَ. So there's a serious deficiency in your salat, right? Now, so the fact that Nabi Sallallahu referred to it as salat shows it is salah. Then, remember in the beginning, it's mentioned there, we said that qawma and jalsa is not faraz, right? Summa, so they expanding on that. ثم القومة والجلسة سنة عندهما. According to Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Muhammad, that qawma and the jalsa is not farz. We said what sunnatun, it is a sunnat act, right? And وكذا الطمأنينة في تخريج الجرجاني. And also the tumanina means that your body must come to a complete rest in every rukn. This also is explained that it is not a sunnat. But وفي تخريج الكرخي, in the takhrij means like in the fatwa of Imam Karhi, he say no, that this that is sunnat according to is not correct. The preferred opinion, it is wajibat, it's wajibatun, right? وفي تخريج الكرخي واجبة, it is wajib. Hatta, to such an extent, like I told you, تجب سجدة السهو بتركهما عندهما. Like that is wajib, and we know when you leave out a wajib unintentionally, you compensate for it with a what? With sajda sahwu. And if you left it out intentionally, then you have to repeat the mass. And this is the fatwa. In fact, I just checked it up last night also in another kitab. The fatwa is upon here on Imam Karhi's qawl, not Imam Jurjani's qawl. Imam Karhi's qawl is what? That the qawma, the jalsa, and the tumanina, that is your body coming to a complete rest in every rukn, that is wajib. So we must pay attention to this. Like I told you, the men normally, alhamdulillah, they read their salah in the masjid, so the imam, he does make sure that you do the each posture properly. But now for the ladies by the house, sometimes they are negligent with this, especially sometimes maybe, they get busy in the kitchen, they get busy there. So to a certain extent, the main advantage when the azan is called out, they have to go to the masjid. So sometimes because there's no fixed time for the ladies, they get busy in the kitchen, or they get busy with the children, or they get busy with the outwork. So now, last minute, they're rushing and they're reading the salah. So they are nakara nakratan, and they're reading it quick, and they're not doing the tumanina, that is that the body must come to a standstill in every posture. So be especially careful about this. And also those that you are have influence over your children, your nieces, your nephews, your grandchildren. Also, make sure that you impress upon that. After all, that is the main reason why we are learning, why we are studying, so that we can teach others. We are here for what reason? To learn, so that we can practice upon, inshallah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we can teach others as well, inshallah. Allah ta'ala, give us the tawfiq to practice upon what we're learning, give us the ability to teach others. Allah ta'ala accept it, put it on our mizan, and Allah Ta'ala also make it a means of the shifa of all those that are ill, the barakahs of the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, next we're switching over now to the tafsir. We still busy with the Arabic here, what? So the question here is that what they're saying in that ibarat there is that the main thing is the postures, right? But that doesn't mean that the movement is not important. The important is the movement is important, but it's important so that you get to your posture. It's important so that you get to your posture. But okay, we'll explain a bit on that again, inshallah, Monday, on that ibarat, inshallah. The purpose of going from ruku to sajda, or from qawma to sajda, it is a means to an end. It is not an end in itself. That's what he's saying there.